Joel Sydenham. I'm a visual artist, poet, and creative facilitator. So when people come to my studio, they can expect a vibrant display of artwork inspired by different cultures. Lots of deep, meaningful conversations centered around art and the stories that helped me create the artwork as well. I get my inspiration from all kinds of places. I always cite nature as my main source because a lot of my work is interpretations of the natural world or looking for meaning in natural processes. So that could be human behavior, that could be an ecosystem, that could be, a food chain, but kind of extracting meaning and valuable life lessons from processes that are naturally occurring all around us. So seeing the beauty in everyday ordinary things, or seeing the profoundness in just life and the flow of life itself. All right, so this piece I created as part of a series. This piece is called Honey, and it celebrates the collective intelligence of bees. People see each bee as an individual creature. They do kind of operate as one being and come together and collaborate and somehow communicate to create honey. And so the rest of the series, which will be on display in the open houses, each focus on a different aspect of nature where individuals are operating as one collective intelligence. So my art is influenced by my sort of mixed cultural background. So I was born in Africa, but I've lived more of my life in the UK now. I've also lived in the Caribbean, and I've lived in lots of different international diverse communities. So I've learned from lots of different cultures, and I see strong overlaps between cultures. I'm also very interested in nature and the processes in nature. So I have a scientific background. I studied chemical process engineering, and while I was doing my degree, I noticed I was quite different from the other students. Whereas they wanted the answer and how to get the answer, I always wanted to understand things, why things happened, and I saw a lot more beauty in what I was learning and what I was processing than they did. And unfortunately, there's not much room in that industry to appreciate beauty, but as an artist, I get to still develop my interest in science, but I can put it in a place where I'm looking at it as something beautiful and not just something functional. I've been making art professionally for about 9 years. I started when I was a kid. I was inspired by comic books and drawing, so I've always loved the idea of connecting visual art with storytelling, and that's also a part of my culture as an African. And it's something that developed over time. I kind of stopped with my art as I grew up, but it got to a point in my life where I was dealing with so many things that art kind of became like an outlet for me, like a form of therapy. And it has a very powerful ability to kind of help you gain clarity and insight into your own self. So I leaned into that because I needed to at the time. And the more I did, the more I felt like I could do it for others. So even just representing someone's beliefs or reminding them why they're beautiful. A lot of my work, my commission work, is centered around doing that kind of thing for people. I also run creative workshops where I try to inspire people to find their own style of creativity and keep creating art as a form of understanding themselves better and as a form of release of emotion and understanding the beauty of life and the processes around life as well. This is called For You I Fly. It's inspired by 3 different women and how their lives connect, I guess, through me. Essentially, the fabrics on the outside were given to me by my mother, who passed away, and they represent her presence in my life. And then the central image is my partner, who is carrying my unborn daughter at the time. And the idea behind this piece is that even those people who have passed on are still influencing and affecting the lives of people who aren't born yet. So this is an acrylic piece inspired by merging 2 different origin stories of life on Earth. So the idea of the Big Bang versus the Aboriginal idea of the dream time, and kind of looking for overlaps in the philosophy, because there actually are some really strong, really interesting, fascinating overlaps in those 2 creation stories. And I've borrowed different elements to create the aesthetic build-up of this. Although it's a very abstract piece, the concept is also very abstract. What happens with a lot of my abstract work is they get turned into textiles and fabrics like this, which I then collaborate with other creators to make unique items of clothing or merchandise that also tell a story and represent certain beliefs and values as well. And so these are a pair of sports leggings, created by a painting called The Ether. A lot of my originals will be available for sale on the day, and I have prints of my work from over the years as well that will be available. And then I'll have some textiles, merchandise for people to purchase also. It won't just be my art on display. I'll have guest artists from the Black Brighton market who'll have lots of cool different products for you guys to check out. If you want to look for us online, we'll be on the 5 Ways Trail and the Open Houses brochure. And we're really looking forward to having some of you here in Stephens Road in a couple of weeks. And we open on the 3rd of May. We'll be glad to have you join us.